is everybody? What is going on? This is the Hood Tarot, aka Brown Sugar Shaman, aka Letitia, aka the girl next door, but also your best friend. How I'm your best friend? You're gonna find out. So I am starting my three-part series today of my Mind, Body, and Soul New Life series. I'm here as a shamanic, psychic, and intuitive melanated woman to help not only my people, but any persons that are ready to be healed, ready to be whole, ready to move past the BS and move into real grown people stuff. But in order for us to move past move past the threshold that we call life into a new phase of really being in adulthood, we must take the time to heal and speak with the inner child. See, now the first part of my series, which is the mind, like I said in my introduction video to the series, is the mind is the maternal or feminine aspect of self. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, anything that you cannot see that manifests from a darker place is considered feminine, because in the womb it is a dark space and your mind is your womb. So with that being said, I want to get started on my pick a card. So I have 3 decks right here, and with those 3 decks I need you to meditate over the decks, look at them, stare at them, glare at them. I have a picture that I'm going to post prior to this introduction so you can look closely. I have the first deck is this rose quartz pendant. Rose quartz is for unconditional love, unification of masculine and feminine energies, extremely self-love healing properties. Rose quartz. And then I have this green stone. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember the name of it, but I know this is attuned with the heart chakra for inner heart healing for broken hearts, sorrow, grief, anything that's weighing down on your subconscious and that's breaking your own heart, things that are close to your heart that you may want to revisit and get understandings for. So this is the green pendant for that heart chakra pendant. And then I have my third eye chakra pendant, which is my amethyst that I love so much, which intensifies your intuition, allows spirit to open your third eye so that you may receive messages and clarification on things, being able to understand things from different perspectives. This type of crystal magnifies your intuition. It helps you listen to spirit a little more clearly, and it protects you from any black magic or anyone trying to hex you. So, amethyst. And I got that also paired with, I didn't tell you the deck. So the first deck with the rose quartz is, I love this deck. This is like an ancestral deck almost, but it's the hoodoo deck. And then I have for the green stone heart chakra, it's the affirmators deck, which is very whimsical and creative and kitty like, nostalgic like. And then I have the psychic tarot deck. So let's start with that. So I'm going to start with the first group, and the first group is my rose quartz hoodoo deck. So let me set these out to the side. I'm gonna use all 3 decks in each kicker card, but the one that is prominent, the one that's the pendant is sitting on, that's the primary one I'm gonna use. So that's the one I'm gonna start with. And I'm gonna use these 2 extra decks as clarifiers. So first, before I start, I like to pray, because a lot of people mistake divinations. They have allowed people to program their mind into thinking that divinations is an evil thing, when it really was our ancestrals' first way to communicate with spirit. See, our ancestors did not have religion. Our very distant ancestors, of course, did not have a specific strict religion that they followed. They just followed the laws of nature. They followed the divine laws of God. And see, the main divine laws right here that came with my 72 angel deck, I'm going to read over them real quick. It says, God is a living computer. So, like I was saying, the main divine laws. God is a computer. Divine justice is absolute. The law of reincarnation. The law of resonance. Evil is educational. Evil is not dramatic. Matter is temporal and educational. Everything is a symbol. Spirit is eternal. Everything is a state of consciousness. Dream is reality. Illusion is educational. The law of many levels, aka Dante's Inferno, if you ever read that book. The law of synchronicity, okay? These are the divine laws. And down the back it says the levels of consciousness here. The subconscious is memory preparing to go down into the unconscious or emerge into consciousness. Personal unconscious. Memory of our entire experience since the very beginning of life in the womb. So that's what we're touching on right now. We're touching on your subconscious and your personal unconscious today when we're doing the inner child healing work, okay? So we're going to ask God, Spirit, archangels, and our spirit guides and ancestors to come into the room. Spirit, dear God in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, so that we may be forgiven for our trespasses, and so that we also may forgive the trespasses against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. In the power, in the glory, forever. Amen. I want to ask for assistance from the archangels, from the ancestors, and the spirit guides that are here to evolve, uplift, heal, and resurrect God's children. That is going to allow God's children to emerge and evolve into the true selves in which their spirit has incarnated for them to be. Lord and Spirit, I want you to come forth and bring forth messages from that inner child, from that small child that was placed inside of this soul that may still be hurting, that may still be wanting clarity and understanding or lack of mothering or fathering. Dear God, I want you to come forth and speak for and through these divine beings and allow them to speak their truth, so that the person or persons that is watching, their inner child may be healed and may be given the clarity and given the closure that they seek today, so that this person can move forward in their lives and being able to achieve their soul's mission and live their most abundant life. Thank you, God, for letting me be the channel, letting me be the vessel for these messages. I'm forever grateful. And I want to thank my ancestors and my spirit guides for opening up my Akashic records and allowing me to tap into this divine information. With unconditional love and peace and light, Ashe, Amen. So it is and so it should be. Okay. So I'm going to spray with my lavender sage, yes. Okay, spray the deck, cleanse it, and then also I'm going to light this heart chakra healing candle, because candle work is very transcendent. Because subconsciously, fire and just the energy of the candle has its own consciousness and it can subconsciously help align and heal the heart chakra as it's burning during this reading. So there we go. We'll get started. Why do I have to? Okay. So the first card that I'm going to shuffle in the deck and receive from Spirit is, what is the main hurt? What is currently the main hurt that Pile 1's inner child is going through and need clarity on? What is the main focus, hurt, or energy that Pile 1's inner child needs healing from? Three of Knives. So inner conflict, depression, anxiety, pain, regrets, grudges. Ooh, okay. Ooh, these cards just flew on out. Okay. So I was going to wait and let the cards, speak for themselves, but these two cards just wanted to come out. So these are the past influences on this pain and hurt that the inner child may be suffering, Pile 1. And then this is the future influences for your inner child, from your inner child, okay? And for the back of the deck, we have 10 of Coins. That's awesome. That's full abundance. That's prosperity. You get the ancestors in the background, gleaming and smiling. This is what your ancestors want for you guys. They want this for you. Okay? Put that right there in the middle of my okay. So, with Three of Knives being the main focus here, as the core hurt or message of hurt that your inner child wants to bring forth and examine right now, the Three of Knives represents heartache, painful thoughts, painful experiences, painful memories, painful words that were said to you as a child. Feeling as though you're hexed or cursed, feeling as though you were born into the wrong family, or feeling as though that, or was treated and feeling as though you didn't ask to be born, or as if nobody wanted you to be alive, or regrets from being born. So some of you guys, Pile 1, may still be suffering from reoccurring thoughts from things that people have said to you. Not even so much their actions, it was more or less their words that hurt. Because in this picture, the bottles hanging off of the tree represent the capturing of evil spirits. The dog is pissing on someone's grave. And then we have this shadow man, or the shadow self, depicted as 3 knives inside of its heart. So the shadow side of your inner child wants to come speak and say that these reoccurring thoughts are giving leeway to the reoccurring or repeating patterns that you notice in your life. How you're treated by others, how you treat yourself, and what you expect from others. You allow these reoccurring thoughts, feelings, emotions constantly going rapid in your mind. When you're faced with any type of I'm not gonna say competition, but when you faced with any type of heavy situation that may resemble an inner child situation where you had words said to you, oh, you're not good enough, and you ain't shit, and you just like your daddy, you just like your mom, that's why your daddy didn't want you, that's why your mama didn't want you, and that's why everybody in your family is throwed off, and you just like them, and it doesn't make any sense for you to feel this way about yourself. It does make sense on a surface level because you've witnessed or you've seen these behaviors be repeated in your family. You feel like your inner child feels like you're doomed to still be destined to be this person or be like your family, which is insane because it's like this dog. For you to say those words about yourself, it's like this dog pissing on your own grave. Dogs are loyal. They're loyal until the end of their owners. The dog is spirit. So, do you want to piss on your own grave, holding on to this past hurt, pains, and these words from people who feel the same way you do? This is the crazy part about it. The people that you grew up around that spoke to you in this way feels the same way about themselves. So when the dog is pissing on the grave, which is the grave of an ancestor, when you speak badly or you continue to repeat those same words said to you, or you repeat those same actions that you see in your family that causes hurt and grief and pain, you're pissing on your ancestral lineage. You're pissing on your grave. So let's move on to this one. Six of Knives. So Six of Knives, this is someone in a boat with swords, their thoughts, and they're moving away. Now, this is a past influence, of course. So right now, your inner child is in the boat, in the mind. See the water in the background? Water also not only represents the mind, the subconscious, emotions, because all emotions are energies in motion, and where they start is in the mind. The waters of noon. Okay, so subconsciously your inner child has tried everything to move away from these emotions, move away from these thoughts, but you're still carrying in them. Subconsciously, even though you feel like you're making physical progress moving away from these thoughts, from these patterns, you're still carrying them with you. You think every time you move from a situation, or you jump into a new job, or you jump into a new relationship, or you move to a new state, or you move to a new city, that it's going to stop the pain, it's going to stop the thoughts, it's going to stop the reoccurring patterns. It's not. You find yourself still carrying those things with you, but you cannot carry those things with you. In order for you to be the person that is saved, that has been resurrected through Christ, you must allow those swords to fall away. You must allow those swords to drop into the depths of that ocean that's in the background. Because they're nothing but figments of your imagination. Because if you look closely, I can get it to focus. If you look kind of closely at the cards, these knives or these swords in the back, you can't really tell if they're in the boat or outside of the boat. I wish it was a way this thing would focus a little better so you could see. Because right in the background, those knives, those swords, you can't tell if they're in the boat or outside the boat. Same thing here. They look as though they're in the boat, but they also look translucent. See, back to going to the main divine laws right here when it says illusion is educational. Educate yourself educate your inner child and self, because those are two in the same. What about those things that was told to me, that were placed, hexes, verbal hexes that were placed on myself and my genealogy? What about that is actually true? Is it mainly in my head, or is it something that I actually am? Because see, anytime I believed or spoken those things about myself, then those things became my reality. But the minute that I chose to believe better than that, I was able to move forward. I was able to go without these same thoughts or feelings of swords piercing into my boat, not allowing me to move forward, allowing my shit to slowly sink down with the ship. But I ain't going down with this ship. I'm not going to go down with the ship. That's the type of attitude that your inner child is trying to evolve into, that energy of I'm not going down with this ship. I made the sole decision to be better than my family. Not be better than my family as in a material way, because no matter how much gain of material you think that you're going to have, or you think that you can acquire to patch up those holes in your heart, that's not going to save that. Because the longer you allow the illusion to become your reality, those swords, those thoughts will pierce through your boat. Your boat is your level of consciousness moving through your subconsciousness, trying to find dry land, trying to find the land of milk and honey. And it's not too far, because if you pay attention or you look close in this picture, see right here, that's not longer water, that is land right there. But you see how much apart he is from that land? That's you right now. That's your inner child right now. Your inner child sees peace, sees happiness, sees abundance in the future. Oops. Sees abundance in the future. But the issue is right now is separating what is facts from what is fiction. You know that you've been through a lot. That is a fact. You know that in your family there aren't many that actually have made it out. That's a fact. But you also know you're nothing like those people. They may be your family, but are they you? Do they represent you in self? Because when we talk about inner child, we're talking about self. We're born here alone for a reason. And we live here. We leave here alone for a reason. You see, he's in the boat by himself, right? You don't see his cousin, his grandmama, them, his ex-girlfriends, all his baby mamas. They're not in the boat with him. It's just him, because this journey is for you. This person is laid out, stretched out with three swords in his heart because somebody else placed them there. But not only did other people place them there, they allowed that to be placed there. They allowed to sit in the hurt, in the grief. Under a family tree that is not abundant. But see, that's why you're moving away from that. That is the land that you're trying to move away from. You're trying to move into the land of milk and honey. You're trying to get to this 10 of Pentacles. Look, my ancestral money falling out. Okay. Y'all gonna, chill over that real quick. But so knowing that you want to move away from these thoughts, knowing that you are better than these situations, you don't need, honest and truly, a physical mother and father to let you know that you are not these things that you think that you are. You are not a failure. You are not like your mom. You are not like your dad, if that's, something that affects you. Let me move on to this one, because I don't want to make this part too long, because I still got to do 2 other parts. Okay, so we have John Horse. This is the future influences. Now you see how he's sitting here in his throne. He's highly prepared for whatever comes for him. He has his war garment on, also as representation of the battles that he has won, that he is going to win. He's highly prepared. He's not upset about the things he's been through, but he hadn't forgotten them. He's forgiven them, but he's not forgotten them. He wears his battle scars as a reminder that he forever will overcome his circumstances. He will forever be a child of God, and he will always be saved. Now, also there are spirits in this picture. There's spirits surrounding him. These are his ancestors. These are the ones in his lineage that have received resurrection because of his resurrection. Now they're on his side to support him and bring forth all and any physical blessings that he wants. But because he made the choice to move away from these swords that were slowing his boat down, Since he chose to move away from the thoughts, the things, the places, peoples that are no longer serving him, that is continuing to add ache and pain to the inner child wounds. When he chose to patch that up and heal from it and wear his scars as a symbol of his bravery, of his inner strength, of his unconditional love that brought him through every emotional battle that he has had. Because the real fight is never in the physical, it's always in the spirit. And the minute that we choose healing for ourselves, we're healing our ancestors. We're healing our timeline. I'm going to read the descriptions because, to be honest, I low-key don't even remember the descriptions for this one, but I'm just intuitively reading off of what I see in the card. So, your inner child wants to come today and tell you that it may seem like a long, treacherous journey that we done been on, and it's been so many ups and downs. It's been so many ups and downs, and it always seems as if this hurt will never end. You always feel like this inner child will forever feel this pain, will forever be alone. But you have to stop looking as loneliness as a symptom of these things. Loneliness is not a symptom of your pain. Loneliness actually is the remedy of your pain. See, it's not about what you do, it's about how you go about doing it. So some of you guys have been around too many people with bad spirits. Some of you have spent too much time with childhood friends and childhood people that allow the reoccurrence of these bad thoughts and emotions. Like, it may be fun being around them, seeing them and spending time with them, but that's how you feel after you leave those people. They make you feel like that wounded inner child again. You must move away from the thoughts. You must move away from the people that are bringing forth those thoughts. And you must be able to use discernment between what's real and what's not. You know what's real about you. You know you're a divine God's child. You are very divine. You know that you have your heart in the right place. You know that every time you made an effort to heal yourself, that you are moving just a little bit closer every single time. But you must remove yourself from under this dead tree. Dead tree represents any dead ass people that you're around, and dead I mean ignorant, stuck in the ways, don't care about life, don't care about themselves, don't care about spirit, say they love God but does nothing to prove that they love God. What's real and what's factual is what resonates and feels good, period. If it don't feel good to you, it ain't good for you. No matter what it is, no matter who the person is. Stop allowing people to emotionally manipulate you, especially family, into making you feel like you have to stay in this hurtful place because they did it or they wanted to do it. That's their choice. That's not your life. Spirit want me to come and tell you, please allow the ancestors that you don't see, the spirit and the angels that you are not aware of, that are always working with you, be aware of them. Pray on them. Pray for them. Pray to God for this healing, because that's the only mother/father you need. When you look back on all the lessons that you have learned through your lifetime, yeah, with some painful stuff, but what did you take away from that? What blessing did you gather from that? You found out how strong you truly were. You found out how resilient you truly were. You found out that despite of the lack of love you saw around you, God loved you enough to keep you here and keep you whole, because God wanted you to let you see how blessed you truly are. God wanted you to see how much of your life is important to the very existence of this universe. God has brought you here for a reason. But you must remove the swords from your boat. You must allow the thoughts to be uplifted, because you know every time you have those thoughts and you allow these people, places, and things to put you back there, that you feel like they're wounded inner child again, left alone, hurt, broken, misunderstood. And also I feel like whoever chose pile 1 with this 3 of knives, that they've probably had a lot of very